Oh, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 401. Just 99 episodes till that big 500. Our 500th episode is just right around the corner. I'm your host, Christian Piles, joined as always by my mainest man, Mr. Jordan Trained himself, Willie Saylor. Willie, what's going on, buddy?
It's not Jordan Trains. It's Dave Schultz.
Well,
you might know him as the Leopard of Jaipur.
No one. That's not what we call Dave Schultz.
You might know him as
an Olympic champion, probably.
Snell TV Mobbin.
Well, I'm wearing Dave Schultz too. To my left, Daniel Roy Lobdell Jr. He's the second Daniel Roy Lobdell. Will there be a third? Find out Thursday. Maybe. I don't know. Who knows what he's ever going to say? Straight away, the father-to-be. Coming around the home stretch to fatherhood, Stephen Kyle Brackey. Stephen, how are you?
I'm good.
More importantly, how is your lovely bride?
She's great. Off at school.
I saw her this weekend. She seemed to be doing very well.
Yeah.
Off of school?
Off at school.
Oh, off at school.
Like she's off at the school teaching.
Got it. Doing the education thing.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That was supposed to take up like 25 minutes. So the intro. So we're gonna have a hard time stretching this into an hour.
Not a lot going on, really, Christian.
A little bit. We had a little.
There's a little bit.
Like a little nugget of meat, and that was Ryan Sokol decommitted from Iowa. Somewhat of a. I didn't see that coming. Although he committed last October, right? Is that what I read? Jeez. Yeah. The early verbals, I don't understand them. No, I don't mind as we've talked about it before. Don't mind them; it's fine. But I'm not sure what the chess move is there. Even if you know you want to go someplace, you haven't even been able to talk about money or anything. So interesting for the Hawkeyes. I don't know what it means for Sokol or what kind of needs Iowa's going to have. But I guess your initial thoughts on the decommitment from Ryan.
I don't know. Other than, he gets a home visit from the staff last week and then goes to Ohio State, and it must have been a visit that he just took because
It was an unofficial,
right?
Yep.
Because he said he's going back next month, and he's going to Ohio State in November as well. So it must have been an unofficial. I don't take it as much more than a kid being a kid, really. I mean, if you think about the thought process, you're committed before your sophomore year starts, or before your sophomore season starts,
right?
And then before your junior year, you take another visit, or you take a visit to Ohio State, where your friend Kirkfleet goes, and there's nice shiny things there, and it's like, maybe I should look around, maybe I should have second thought. But also, I don't know. You don't have to. I don't know. I don't totally understand declaring something, unless
bankruptcy.
Unless you want to. Unless you want. Like, why couldn't, and I'm not saying that 16, 17-year-olds think this thing out all the way.
They definitely don't.
Yeah, right. But oftentimes when kids decommit and commit, I don't know that you have to really announce it. I like it because it's news. But we like it because it keeps everybody up to date and gives us something to talk about. But let's say that Sokol wanted to go to Iowa. He committed to Iowa. Then he goes on a visit. And he's like, maybe I should look around. What if he just doesn't say anything and in the back of his mind thinks,
some staffs will not recruit you if you verbaled.
Okay, well, Ohio State.
Yeah, Ohio State would not fit that description.
Yeah, Well, he was obviously at Ohio State, so if
Right.
he's interested in Ohio State, he doesn't have to declare. I guess what I'm saying is, for Ryan Sokol to decommit, to make it public that he's looking around, he's not interested in letting the public know so that Arizona State starts recruiting him, is he? It doesn't seem that way. It seems like he went to Ohio State and he's like,
Well, in general, yeah,
Ohio
for
State might be
Ryan's case in particular, I don't know. But I think in general, when you see the decommitting, it's generally to let the coaching staffs at large, the programs at large know, hey, I'm on the market.
well, okay, let's take like Kirkfleet, for example, right?
Yes.
He came out, he decommitted, he decommitted twice. I guess the first one to make it public was probably a good thing because he's from Minnesota. He committed to Minnesota mad early. But if he would have just went around and took his visits, that wouldn't have changed anything in the recruiting world, would it?
As in, if Kirkfleet had just been like, hey, John Smith, hey, Tom Ryan, hey, Cale Sanderson, can I visit your school? Yeah, that's true. So for like the mega recruits, I suppose, yeah, you could definitely keep it you could keep it more on the DL.
I mean, most of the kids that commit at any time nowadays, they still end up getting home visits and still taking their 5 officials.
That's my point. That's what I'm saying.
So whether they commit, publicly, whether they decommit publicly, if they, have committed publicly, most of them still end up going through the process. And that's because you can't end up signing until, I don't know what it is this year, but approximately first or second week in November every year. So it's like, well, why not just take them all? Now, that doesn't mean kids shouldn't commit early, but it's just everybody ends up going through the process anyway. Go ahead, Will.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, what if Ryan kind of had this thought, maybe I should take some visits, and he didn't make anything public that he's decommitting, and he took a visit here, and he took a visit there, and he took a visit here, and then ultimately made his decision. Maybe he sticks with Iowa. Maybe he goes somewhere else. I don't think that's a path that would be out of hand or detrimental in any way, right?
The other thing with most of the kids, as I understand it, most of the kids that end up committing early, so to speak, you can't talk, and I don't know what the rule is now because they just changed the recruiting rules, so I'm wondering if they change this as well, but you can't talk money with a kid till at least into their junior year, if not into their senior year, right? So most of the kids that commit early kind of do it of their own volition, right? It's not coaches pressuring them because they can't really. It's just they want to do it. Right. I like this. I like what I see. I want to be part of this. And so they end up committing. But the way the rules are now, because you can't talk money, because you can't even take unofficials until your junior year. Not only can you not take officials until your junior year, you can't take unofficials until your junior year. So the NCAA has kind of made it so if coaches are pressuring kids to commit, which I 100% believe is not the case with Sokol, like they'll get boxed in, right? They'll get caught. So a lot of times it's just the kid. And they don't exactly know what they want yet because they haven't been on an unofficial visit.
Yeah. In other Hawkeye news, Jason Renteria no longer on the team. A lot. I mean, I don't know how much we want to get into with Jason, but it should be mentioned that there's dealing with illness in his family, and I can't help but believe that played some role in things not working out for him at Iowa. And so, wish nothing but the best for Jason, and too bad it didn't work out. I hope we can at some point see him on the mat again because I think he's a definite. I mean, he proved his true freshman year. He was a D1 caliber guy, had some nice wins. needed to be at the right weight and in the right situation, and Iowa wasn't the right situation, at least last year, for him. So I don't know what it means for Jason long term, but just hope he and his family, situation is all right.
Yeah, and then, as it applies to the Hawkeyes, right? You lose Sokol and Renteria in one day, so you got to that kind of affects your plans at 41, 49 going forward. Whether it's depth, whether it's finding starters, whether it's finding long-term options. So obviously, we'll be scouring the big boards and rankings and kind of seeing who's in play to end up going to the Hawkeyes. But yes, everything Christian said as far as hope everything is good with him and his family.
Yeah, I think for the Hawkeyes, I had kind of thought, Jay Rent at 41 could be a real difference maker, and the reports out of the room was he was doing great and maybe the best guy at that weight class for them. But now with this happening and the Iowa really making a push this year, I think you go Teasdale DeSanto 33-41. I don't think Murin's the difference maker you need at that weight. At a weight right now where there's no Yanni, right? No Jaden Ironman. McKenna's gone. This weight's cleared out. And, we're looking at Dom Demas, Nick Lee, probably the two top-ranked guys coming out. You throw DeSanto in that mix. I think he's a very reasonably a top 4 or 5 guy at that weight with, crazy upside. And I don't know how he matches up with Nick Lee. I think that's a crazy matchup. And Dom Demas, how would anyone know? But I think he's in that mix for sure. And then as good as it sounds like Teasdale's doing for now, and if he can stay on the path, that is the best upside lineup for Iowa is DeSanto, Teasdale 33 or Teasdale DeSanto at 33 and 41.
I think so too. Well, I thought so before there was no J Rant. I don't know.
Yeah.
For me, I don't know. If I'm Iowa and if I'm an Iowa fan, it's certainly better to have other options than it's not, right? It's certainly better to consider when you're thinking about things that, okay, J Rent's in the room, Sokol's coming. Certainly better to have those options. At the same time, I just don't think, me personally, I don't think like either of them are any sort of cause for alarm. It's like on the surface, J Rent's not here and Sokol decommits on the same day, and it's like, oh, that's a bad look. But really, I don't know how big of a deal it is. J Rent was always going to be a bonus. He was only there, he didn't even wrestle a match last year. He was always considered a project, in my opinion. And Sokol's 2 years away from even stepping foot on campus, which means, number one, he still could come to Iowa. And number two, if he doesn't, you have 2 or 3 years to find a different guy.
Right. Now, what is Iowa looking like at 49 long term with this? With no J Rent, and as you mentioned, Sokol wouldn't have been there for 2 years, but Lugo's a senior, right? So what's next year? Is it bumped up Murin?
That would be my assumption. It'd be a bumped up Murin, or they have.
Hey, where's Jaron Glosser?
Well, he was 57 on the roster.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't personally know what Jaron Glosser's weight cut is, so yeah, maybe he would be an option to suck him down. But they sucked Caleb Young down last year, and that did awesome.
Did really good. I like Glosser a lot. I think he's a potential option.
He's also a senior this year.
Okay,
so that hurts.
That's gonna really crush that idea.
But yeah, the way that I have it looking is, yeah, they bump up Murin. I don't know, if Murin would feel comfortable doing that, but that's kind of what I have. And then they have, Kobe Seabrick is a freshman right now that's around that weight, and then the other guys that I'm showing are Keegan Shaw and Zach Axmere, and Shaw's a junior, so.
That won't.
So, yeah, long term, that would be or even short term, honestly. Like that's Iowa's probably biggest need.
Yeah, Murin.
Yeah.
And then, they still have 2 years of Murin potentially 40. I thought he looked pretty big last year at 41. I thought he looked kind of strong. So I think he could reasonably move up, especially if Teasdale DeSanto is the way you go at 33 and 41.
And, I mean, I don't know if you want to continue the Hawkeye Hour here, but
Let's do it.
Something I tweeted yesterday, I was looking, I was like, if Iowa wins next year, why can't they win in 2021 also?
Yeah,
Because
what
Penn
does
State will
State
be
have coming
worse, or could potentially be worse. Well, at least there's more unknowns.
in? Well, they certainly.
And they return like 8 starters.
Yeah, no, you're right about that. It depends, and actually, I think for you to ask that question, we kind of transitioned a little bit to a Penn State thing, whereas, it was speculated that Mark was going to take an Olympic red shirt. I think Willie thought so. I think everyone kind of thought that was the word, but I don't know. Maybe not.
I thought so for sure.
Yeah, seems like not for sure. Seems like maybe. Seems like probably not.
Yeah, it seems to be shifting the other way.
Yeah, no. I mean, I was wrong. I mean, I thought he for sure was just reading the tea leaves and just murmurs from people. But when there was a social post yesterday, like we're coming this year or something like that, and it was him and Chenzo, right?
It said senior season.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So also that sort of points to he's wrestling, which means to Dan's point, I called him Dan. I just called him Dan. To Nomad's point, that no Chenzo, no Mark Hall the following year, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right. But now if they have, they're gonna be tough to beat with Mark and Chenzo in the lineup, though.
And Kassar.
Yeah, no, I'm saying,
Yeah.
but there were the questions, and for sure with those guys in, it's gonna be tough because their back half is, well, starting with Chenzo, Mark, Rashid, Connell, Kassar is really, really, really good. Now the front five for Iowa is really good, and they've got some good guys in the back. They have maybe a more complete team, but because you still don't know what's going to happen at 25 with Penn State, right? 33, you got to figure they're going to be good. 41, they're going to be good again. But 49 and 57, definitely going to be question marks. I mean, they're going to be really, I think they're going to be tough there. Verkleren's going to be tough, and Brady Berge is interesting because
X factor, in my opinion.
big X factor, because there's a chance he's like at the right weight. Nolf's gone. Well, not that was his teammate anyways, but like, that weight doesn't have that big monster there. It's gonna be Hayden Hidley, who's excellent, and Ryan Deacon. He's gonna be in those matches. Those are not like total dominators that are gonna destroy. I think he's gonna be in a lot of these matches and come March. And this is kind of what I thought he would be last year, but I just think the weight was too much. But man, he's someone that they're going to need probably to be in that top 5-ish range, and there's a potential he can.
Yeah, the weight thing could be huge. Like I think that affected his activity level, his energy level, his ability to consistently put up points, and I think it'll be a little easier for him now to do so. Right? I just think that was a hard
I do too.
cut.
I mean, we're sort of talking about NCAA team race now, and you take Iowa, you take Penn State. I think there's a lot of pros and cons there, and it should be a good race. I mean, the other two that I think you have to think about. Well, Okie State, I don't think we talked about Cade, right? I mean,
Oh no, that happened I think after radio.
Friday.
Yeah. So yeah, Cade Brock out ACL.
What I think it means maybe is if Dayton redshirts, I don't know what they do at 33, but now we almost certainly see G at 41 and Boo at 49, right?
Oh yeah. Have to figure. So that's good for G. I mean, part of me wonders, man, that could have been an interesting wrestle off between between G and Cade Brock. Especially with Cade's, and it probably would have come down to tournaments and them entering, but Cade struggles getting away. G's good on top, and that'd have been a match, and that's not something I would have predicted a couple of years ago. But as it stands, G probably gonna be the guy at 41. Dayton apparently can take classes and Olympic red shirt.
Yes.
We did not know this.
I wanted.
No, don't act like you knew.
No, because here's the thing. Because you sounded so convinced, and I wanted to say it. I think that is Ivy's where that is the case.
Kyle Snyder was on it. All these guys.
It's also possible the rules have changed.
Possibly.
Because you said that, and I was like, I don't know about that. But you kept going. But everything I have heard is that is not the case at all.
It's not like me. That's been the rule.
Everybody has been saying that.
Who?
I don't know.
You say everybody. I have never heard that.
Yanni literally just said in his interview, I can't be enrolled.
I'm saying Ivy's. Ivy's is the case.
I know.
Not other schools.
No, Matt, that was the rule.
Yeah.
Like CP just didn't make that up out of thin air.
That was the rule.
But again, is that the rule for Ivy's or is it the rule for everyone? Because Yanni's only operating under Cornell.
We know that's the
So I think it's just for Ivy's. Because I think it kind of falls under a pseudo gray shirt as well for that.
Pseudo gray shirt.
We should get Professor Mitten online. See if he did it.
We need to get him to arbitrate this.
I bet it's different for each school.
I think he took out Mrs. Plum with the lead pipe.
In the study. So, yeah, we'll see. I forget what we were talking about. Yeah, Dayton's going to be enrolled, but maybe Olympic redshirting. Sounds like, I guess he is. I don't know. We'll see. I guess Kazakhstan will determine a lot. Like if he medals, I don't know. Really, should it though? Like if he doesn't medal or medals, should that really impact decision?
I don't think.
And like they're not. Man, Oklahoma State's not going to be in a team title race this year. It's not. They're not, right?
I don't know. I don't mean maybe. No, I don't think team title. I think team trophy. Yeah, team title. I don't know.
I don't even know about trophy if Brock's out.
It's going to be tough. They need like pitch.
Who's their 33? God,
I have no idea. Can Gary Wayne get another year? Bring him back. I have no idea. It's so crazy. We were talking about they have all this depth, this logjam. Now they're going to be like looking for a 33 and maybe a 41.
Reese Whitcraft or Jet Taylor?
Oh yeah, they could go with Reese Whitcraft.
I like Reese. Yeah, get him out there because he's going to be on the bench next year either way. I like, right?
I don't know that the team trophy was realistic anyway. Actually, now I'm looking at the lineup.
No, I don't think so. I mean, who knows?
Team
Get on their
trophy?
fourth if like.
I mean, you're plugging in freshman Montalvo, freshman Whitlake, wide sheets. Boo's always hurt, you know.
Their heavyweight is not going to be Derek White.
Oh yeah, Cornelius Putnam is the heavyweight.
I thought they were
And then you're
getting
talking
Streck.
about
No,
No.
No,
Fell
what,
through.
Willie? It fell through?
Mm-hmm.
They couldn't get it. What happened?
It's 100% not happening.
Where's he going?
Nowhere.
Nowheresville? Dang.
Nowhere.
Stinks for Streck. Yeah, they're not going to. Yeah, it's not happening. Watch, they'll freaking get third this year. But it's going to be tough. They're going to be good at a lot of weights, but man, they're going to need someone. They're going to need like G, Boo, Pitch to like ball out. Then they'll need someone like Whitlake to be really good right away and Gear to make a jump. Just a lot of things that'll be very difficult to have happen. Oh, Joe Smith.
that kind of stinks for Joe and Pitch's senior year.
Well, that's how it goes.
Because I mean, we talked a couple episodes ago about Iowa State potentially overtaking them for at least Big 12 this year.
Yeah, Big 12's going to be very interesting.
And now with Cade Brock out, I mean, we were talking about that with Cade Brock still in the lineup.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing is with Cade could have gone potentially down to 33 and slide G in at 41 if Dayton redshirts. And it's really like, there's a drop off when Dayton Fix isn't on your team, but it's definitely minimized with if Cade can slide in. But now, no Dayton, no Cade, and the G slide. It's gonna be tough for them to do. They're gonna have a lot of really good guys, but it's gonna be hard going. Okay, so that was Iowa.
Hokies got to feel good about that.
Hokies got to be feeling great about that. All right, so we talked about Mark Hall not redshirting. That definitely tips things for Penn State. They're going to be tough to pick against. When Penn State has tried to win, they've won every time. And that is what is in my brain right now.
And with the Olympic trials scheduled to be there, I believe that they're going to want to keep that momentum going.
Well,
it's just funny.
I don't think the Olympic trials has much to do with their intentions to win, but
it sure as hell should. if I'm hosting the Olympic trials, I sure as hell want to go in kicking butt.
Okay.
And claiming my 5th straight as opposed to finishing 3rd.
Hypothetically, if Olympic trials were at Iowa again, would that impact their intentions coming into this year in any way, shape, or form? Do you think that is going to adjust how Cale Sanderson approaches this year?
Yeah, well, that's why I said when I did that roster review like 2 months ago, whatever, I said they're either going to be all out or all in, and it doesn't make any sense for them to be all out on a year where they're hosting the Olympic trials. That's why would they?
Made up thing, Nomad. That's a thing you just made up in your mind that the Olympic trials is somehow going to impact their effort this year.
I'm not saying it's going to impact. Okay,
you said it was going to impact their effort.
Yeah, but why would you push to host the Olympic trials and then be like, yeah, we're redshirting everybody, we're out on this year, we're going to get 7th?
Because those two things have absolutely nothing to do with each other.
Because they have guys like David Taylor and Bo Nickel and Jason Nolf and Zane Rutherford. That's why.
Yeah, that's great. I would also want my college team to be very good so that when I'm pushing Olympic trials at home duels at Rec Hall this year, I'm like, it's not oh man, hey, we're struggling here, we're struggling relative to what we've been.
They're not gonna.
Still don't think they're gonna sell out Rec Hall.
I'm not
talking about selling Rec Hall. I'm just saying, okay,
I don't know what
all
you're
right, here,
talking about.
answer this question. If you were hosting Olympic trials, would you rather your team be a national champ or not be the national champ?
I wouldn't care because I'm hosting Olympic trials.
Those two.
You wouldn't care at all?
Obviously, I would care because that would be my job. If I was Cale Sanderson, it would be my job for my team to be good. But it had, like CP's saying, it has nothing to do. They don't have anything to do with each other.
Absolutely nothing.
All right.
There's no two things that are less related.
All right.
They
take out this year, 2024 Olympic trials. Pick a place. Mm-hmm. NC State, Michigan, whomever, Oklahoma State. Would you not think that they would kind of align their lineup to be really good, so there's momentum for them going in?
No.
If NC State...
Okay, all right.
They were hosting,
you guys say no. Move on. Move on. I think it does matter to them, and I think it should matter to them. I think it makes sense for it to matter to them. You guys disagree.
You're right. We do. If they were hosting NCAAs...
But they're not hosting NCAAs at Rec Hall.
Yeah, I know. I know that.
Just like they're not hosting at the Pavilion or whatever it's called in Minnesota.
We know all of this. We know where NCAAs are. Just saying. There's nothing. There's not related. All right.
Will Minnesota try harder because they are in Minneapolis?
I don't know.
They should.
I think
if you were hosting an event, yes. You should be putting resources.
Anything.
You should be hosting an event. You should be putting resources into it, whether it directly affects your team or not.
Hold on. Do you think? Here's my thing. Do you think Kirk Cousins will play harder because NCAAs are in Minnesota?
Those two are similarly related.
Yeah, obviously, duh.
Every school that hosts a conference championship, they need to try really hard.
They need to try so hard.
Yeah, if I was hosting,
they need to try hard.
If I knew that I was hosting a conference championship, which matters less than NCAAs, yeah, sure, I would try to align my lineup to be better in that year than maybe in a year before or after. To take advantage of the home field advantage.
Because you're worried about attendance at the Olympic trials? Is that why?
Or anything, Will. Just
anything.
Good vibes, right? Attendance, anything. Look, okay, you guys disagree, but it should matter. It should always matter. If you are hosting an event,
even if
you should coordinate your resources. You should coordinate your resources so that your team is better for that event in that year.
They're not at that event. Nick Lee's not wrestling at the Olympic trials.
I understand
that. It doesn't seem like you do.
I understand that. I understand that the college team and the Olympic trials are two different things. However, if I was a coach and I was hosting the Olympic trials, I would try to put my best team forward to try to win a national title, as opposed to like if there are roster moves that I could make and I had to sacrifice 2019, 2020, or 2021, and I was hosting Olympic trials in 2020, I would sacrifice, so to speak, 2019 or 2021 and go full steam ahead in 2020. That's what I mean.
I would, if I was an individual, I would make the best decision for me. Because when I grew up, since 5 years old, just like Craig Sesker, when I grew up, 5 years old, wanting to be an Olympic champion.
Well, yeah,
Mark
of
Hall
course.
did that. And should he take an Olympic? Should he not take an Olympic? He should. I feel he should do what's best for him. I mean, I also feel like there is a component where you do what your coach has asked you. Any school that you go to, if you go to Iowa, if you go to Penn State, if you go to Ohio State, they gave you an opportunity. The coaches have been loyal to you and trained you and done the best for you. If you can return the favor and be in the lineup in a year that they really need you to get a title, true. But I think everybody should make the best decision, and I don't think it should be based upon the attendance of the Olympic trials themselves.
I mean, it's the same thing with Aaron Brooks, right? Like, they have expressed that they would probably like to focus on senior level this year, right? Farrell, Open, so on and so forth, qualifying for the trials, that whole process. However, they also know, hey, we signed this to be a part of this team, and if the team says, hey, Shakur can't come back, right? If that happens, then yeah, Aaron Brooks would be like, okay, I'm suiting up. I'm gonna be wearing the blue and white this year. It's a give and take there.
All right, let's get a little D1 talk in.
We should have a correspondent sometime on the show just to check the weather outside. What's the weather like?
Just have Efren stand out there and be like, it's pretty hot.
Efren does look like a weatherman.
He used to do that. He wasn't a weatherman, but he'd be like on location. Efren Salinas, Channel 5 News. He would like do that. Y'all don't even know who Efren is, so I'll stop. 125 tiers. We're gonna talk about it.
They would if they listened to Space Stupid podcast.
We used to do this more, and now we haven't. And now the summer's coming to a close. We haven't done any tiers for fears. So we're gonna get into 125. Nomad has it broken up, and I forgot that that's how we did this. Nomad puts in his tiers, and then we agree and or disagree about them.
And then we fight him.
I quickly quit 25.
Okay. So he's got tier 1 includes the following 3 individuals: Spencer Lee, Jack Mueller, and Sebastian Rivera. Tier 2, and then this is where we'll stop and discuss, contains Nick Piccinini and Patrick Glory.
This is where we fight.
This is where we fight because why, Bracky?
Just looking at it right away. This is the first time I'm looking at it. I feel like Pitch should be in tier 1.
Exactly right. That's exactly right. Does that put Pat Glory all alone on tier 2 island? Maybe it does, because I think Glory is tier 2. But yeah, Pitch, he did beat Spencer Lee, which is something that Jack Mueller cannot say.
Well, when I started doing this, I had the same question that I had last year, which is, should Spencer Lee be alone on tier 1? Because for the past 2 years, he's the only one that's won it, and he has scored 51.5 points at NCAAs, which puts him on pace to be like number 2 or 3 all time in career points.
So I think, the guy has not had an undefeated season.
He's not lost as a freshman. Was it?
He lost to Bresser
NATO.
And NATO.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yep. So he has, and he lost to Seabass at Midlands
Pitch.
and Pitch. So he has 4 losses. So I
No,
think
he also lost to Seabass
twice.
at Big Tens.
Right, 2 losses to Seabass. And that's the only person that's beaten him twice because NATO only beat him once.
If you have 2 losses and 3 losses in a year, he's clearly the number 1 guy, and not picking against him again. But I don't think he can be in a tier on his own when he's losing with that kind of frequency, right? Because on the one hand, yeah, you can say he's just so money in March, but on the other hand, that sometimes the way probabilities work, right?
Right, and so that's why I did not have him on a tier by himself.
No.
I considered it again, and obviously Mueller did not beat him. Jack Mueller has never beaten him since middle school. But Sebastian has beaten him twice, but we all saw what happened when Mueller wrestled Rivera. So I think that should be the top tier. Nick Pitch is 1-3 against Spencer. The 2 other guys that he's lost to at NCAAs are Ethan Lezak, he's gone, and Vito for this year is gone, right? Olympic redshirting. But given that he's 1-3 against Spencer, somehow we haven't seen him against Rivera or
I know.
Mueller.
I really want
so
that.
That's
I wanna
kind of
see
why
that match.
I'm okay if you want to put him in tier 1, but the evidence is that while he did beat Spencer the one time, he has gotten beat by him worse at NCAAs.
That is true.
The NCAA matches were Fallen 358 and 11-4 win for Spencer.
This year's was like 7-4, and he tried to move with like 5 seconds left. It was like a 5-point move for Spencer.
Yeah, it was a little closer than that. Yeah, I think Pitch is pretty clearly in my mind, a tier 1 guy. If Mueller and Rivera are in there, then Pitch belongs in there.
He's only lost to 2 guys ever in his career that weren't All-Americans. Sean Foz and Noah Boffman. In the Boffman one, he just kind of got caught in a scramble and pinned.
Yeah.
Oh, that Buffalo.
And he was undefeated until the NCAA semifinals this year. And he pinned Spencer Lee.
Yeah, he's tier 1.
Okay.
Glory I'm telling you, Glory can enter that. I mean, I think it could be just a filthy top 5 with.
Hey,
these dudes.
Is Glory confirmed back at 25?
Yes.
In wrestling?
Yes.
Why did we think he was not gonna wrestle this year?
They bandied it about.
They bandied it about?
Yes.
Is that some sort of Australian folksy saying?
Yes.
What does that mean?
No, there were conversations, but he's wrestling 125 for them this year.
I kind of like bandied it about.
Mm-hmm. You never heard that before?
No, sir.
Yeah.
Must be strictly Baltimore County speak.
No, that's fancy speak. Ask Babe about his parasol too. No, but Glory was very close. Well, the one time with Spencer.
Yeah.
Obviously, him and Sebastian Rivera are close. Rivera's won, and then him and Pitch was a great match.
Remember
the time
Glory got tech falled and everyone's like, dude, he looked good.
he looked great?
Pat Glory is nasty, boy.
Yeah.
That was ridiculous.
That was ridiculous. I did not think that, but I know Willie did. Willie was like, man, Glory looked pretty good. I
thought that Glory. I was
not on
just
that.
about
I
to
was
jump
not.
on
I was
the-
like, I was like, guys, he got
BCP.
wrecked.
Yeah.
No, I did think. Look, there's levels to that because I was about to dunk on the people that said that too. I did think Glory showed some moments, but there was a lot of people like, "Do you see Glory? He's coming, dude. He's coming." Well, he just got tapped.
Well, you were kind of
There was a specific moment in that match
where he wasn't on his back.
It shifted.
Where people were like, wow.
Because they were in a good scramble on their feet, and then, look, Glory's biggest issue is bottom, right? If he can get that short up, now I'm not talking about specifically Spencer per se, but if he can get that short up, yeah, that's going to be. I mean, that's why he lost the Pitch match, right? He took Pitch down twice,
Yeah.
and then got turned, I believe, twice.
That hurts.
So this Christian's right. a really, really awesome top 5 of known commodities that can bang at 125, and maybe even, I don't know. I don't think Rayvon Foley's in that tier, but I think he makes for a really solid 6th. But is this everybody? Nomad, you have everybody in here?
I need Jacob Camacho in the tier 3.
I copied and pasted from like the first 38 cells of Spade's ranking sheet. So
I think
there's a lot of people in here. I don't know.
Well,
you want Camacho in tier 3? Do you think Camacho can AA this year?
Not tier 5. Yes, I think he can AA this year.
Okay.
I guess what I'm getting at is it's a really solid at the top, but I don't know. There's nobody really exciting after that.
6, 7, 8 is going to be a rotating
dealer's choice.
Yeah, cast of characters, unless Foley just cements himself.
I think he could. I think Foley. I think it's gonna be like we have this awesome 5, and then like Foley maybe will get near it. Maybe he'll be able to he could beat a Glory every now and again. I think the 2 years he's put together, I think you can feel really good about Rayvon Foley placing. I mean, he was, as far as I could tell, injured last year towards the end, and gutted it out, placed, beat some good dudes at NCAAs along the way. I think Foley, there's everything I've heard about him and also observed. I think you can say this is a solid AA next year for Michigan State.
Yeah, I think that.
But yeah, Michael McGee and Corbin Myers, I don't know.
Right. So that was another one, right? I thought about Foley just being tier 3 by himself because, like you were saying, tier 1, tier 2. We can debate about should Pitch be in it, should Spencer have by himself. But the point is, like, those 5 guys, if they don't AA, something happened, right?
Something happened.
I wouldn't hate that. I
think Foley's on his own. Yeah.
The top 4, and then Glory on his own at tier 2 or tier 2, and Foley on his own at tier 3.
Yeah, but Foley, as far as being able to jump into that next one, I mean, look at some of his losses. 13-5 to Glory, 12-2 to Vito. Again, I know Vito's not going. 14-6 to Sebastian, 13-3 Sebastian, 4-1 to Pitch. So, like,
was that all his losses last year?
Well, he also lost to Drew Hildebrandt. He had a sudden victory. And then it looks like he med forfeit against Elijah Oliver, so that's obviously doesn't count. But, yeah, right? I mean, that's a no real bad losses.
No.
Even in terms of Hildebrandt's going to probably be top 10 to start the year, right? So, yeah, I would be fine putting him by himself. And then after that, it's a lot of rock, paper, scissors.
How good do we think Pat McKee's going to be year 1?
I have never, similar to his brother,
well, let's
I've never
talk
been
about,
as high on him in folk as I have in free.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we
talk
can talk about all the freshmen. We talked about the redshirt report. Now we can kind of slot them in, right? We just kind of talked about them as freshmen coming in. Now we can kind of slot them in here.
Pat
Who's the best
McKee did lose to Malik Hansman 14-8 last year.
Oh boy.
That kind of gives you an idea.
Yeah. He's got some work to do.
Yeah.
Will he say something?
Well, let's talk about. We talked about the established stars, the veterans. The best of the incoming are, and I know we hit on this on the previous show, but the best of the incoming at 25 are Camacho, Melendez, McKee, right?
Mm-hmm. I think those are big 3. What do you think about, how much do you like Melendez, Billy?
I think he's going to be solid. I'm not really enthusiastic about any of them, really.
Yeah.
They all kind of cannibalize each other. I don't know. Melendez had weight issues last year.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Alex Thompson had weight issues last year.
What?
Yeah, is Thompson going 25?
Yeah.
Because they need a 33. Or no, they got Jevin still. Never mind. Disregard.
Well,
it's disregarded.
Nebraska is really interesting down low. Not that they have world beaters, but they're really young, and they could all theoretically move up. I mean, I was on board of the Alex Thompson career 125, but At this point, I'd be surprised. If
I don't think you can ever say those words.
I
Like
know.
you just cannot say those words, except maybe
know.
Kurt McHenry. And
Mm-hmm.
even still,
Even then, he might show up with 140 one day and you'd be like, all right.
I'm
well.
still kind of prepared. I'm not even writing that out that Kurt McHenry somehow could be like a 33 at some point. Like just the way it goes. You can never say Brody Teske. It's not a career 25, and we were
I know,
convinced.
amazing, right? It's amazing. Brody
Yeah.
Teske
So you just can't see
all
it.
of a sudden has problems holding 25. Alex Thompson
Of note,
problems.
Camacho Corner, he beat Melendez 9-4 and Luke Werner 10-4. His only two, he was 26-2, which with like true freshmen, I just sometimes, if you look at the record and they're just like busy, nice record and no like horrible losses, it's like you can almost like next year they're going to be pretty good. He lost to Pitch by Tech. That happens. Then he lost to, I don't know Steve Bolzomi, but he beat him, and then he lost to him 10-9. Binghamton, yeah.
Binghamton.
So the one guy, now WrestleStat has Steven ranked 127, but he might have been 4-10 last year. So that is interesting.
Now, to Willie, to your point about
Wow.
not liking these guys, they cannibalize each other, whatever. But how much that has to do with just like how solid that top 5 is, as well as like Foley, where you're kind of like, we got 6 spots just about set. How much of it has to do with that?
Well, yeah, but also, I don't know. I mean, I was going to say there's no Spencer Lee coming in, but he's sort of a unicorn. But there's not even like a Piccinini coming in. There's not even like a Patrick Glory. There's not a Patrick Glory coming in.
There's no
I don't
potential
think-
4-time champ coming in. Yeah.
I don't think. I mean, and here's maybe I'm convoluting things. Okay, he lost to the Bozelmi kid. I also watched them at. It's hard to tell because I watched him at Vegas, and it's like, he's not as far along as I thought he'd be at this point. But at the same time, those Empire kids almost never wrestle freestyle, and how enthusiastic are they even to be there? And I mean, you know what I'm saying? None of those guys really differentiated themselves from one another.
So here's the highest ranked 25 big boarders for class of 2019, because those are the guys we aren't discussing. Lucas Bird, who's going to redshirt, you have to figure, with Petrowski.
Yeah.
Aiden Reeves, who
he's hurt. Yeah.
He's hurt.
And they got Mackle. Just doesn't make sense for him to go this year.
Sammy Alvarez, Rutgers.
Well, if they want Alvarez to go, I would imagine he gives Aguilar, like, I think that's a real thing, that they wouldn't just say, hey, it's Aguilar's spot.
Now, also, you have to consider the Suriano move down. Suriano making a run at the Olympics, 57 kilograms. For those of you who are not European, that is 125.5 pounds. So it makes sense to hold 25 all year long and then go for the trials a couple weeks later.
That certainly injects a level of intrigue. Was it last year? Yeah, last year we had tiers and previews and all sorts of things, and we just went back and forth. Rankings, we went back and forth every single day. Suriano 25, Suriano 33, Suriano 25, Suriano 33. Went back and forth a lot. So, yeah, that would be a tier 1 guy, I assume.
I think he did tier 1. He did win NCAAs.
Is that a possibility? Is that real a possibility?
Yes. Possibility.
Please, Lord baby Jesus.
That'd be sick. Yeah. He better not wrestle for Italy. That irritate me. Then Eric Barnett is the next guy who I like Eric Barnett, but I think he needs a little bit. I hope he wrestles this year, though. I think Wisconsin's going to be interesting.
So
I
with
think it'd be good for him to
Brown
get the
out,
reps.
Who did they have for the rest of the year? Is that Rotundo?
It was hard.
Tony Rotundo.
Hard times in Badgertown at 125.
Yeah, I could see him going right
And then Kurt McHenry's the next one.
No,
wow.
they got Berwick.
But I thought Burke was going to be 33 after Mr. Gross leaves.
The McHenry, man, Kurt McHenry, 37 on the big board. That could come back to be the biggest bite ever. Or it could look somewhat prophetic, but I just think he's so good at the activity of wrestling that if all we're talking about is size.
Well, size.
What are you
bottom.
talking about?
Bottom's the big concern. Just mat wrestling, big concern.
I'm not bigly concerned. I think he can get out. If he gets big enough, I think he'll get away.
What are you saying here? What are you telling me?
You have Kurt McHenry, 37th on the big board. McHenry's really, really good.
You think he's too low? That's what you're saying.
I think we could look back and be like, wow, he should be like top 10 guy.
Why?
Because I think he's excellent. I think he has incredible wrestling skills. I think ultimately that's what will matter. I think he can do some stuff that very few guys in the country can. And if the only concern is how big is he?
That's not the only concern.
There's way more concern. He couldn't score on anybody. He couldn't. I mean,
They had trouble on bottom too, right?
Yeah, the concerns are as follows: size, which that I don't know. I think that gets worked out the easiest.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Hard pause here. This man is from. How are you going to put Maryland? You list Mark Hall as from Michigan. This dude is from Virginia.
what on
Willie
the big
Saylor.
board?
Yeah, he's from Virginia.
Well, I have all their. I have their.
No.
I list
Mr. You put all the wrong states. You list David Taylor, Wyoming, and this and that. Kurt McHenry is from Virginia.
No, not on the big board. I didn't. I list. Well, the Wyoming Seminary kids get listed as PA. The Jersey kids get listed as player
All
on
right.
the big board.
Apologize to Virginia, and I'll let Nomad make his point. I'm sorry.
And look, anything can be fixed, right? But size.
What about a broken heart?
Matt concerns, right? Both the ability to turn people and the ability to get out, and then people figuring out how to stop his offense.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing with me. I love Kurt. Loved him since he was a young buck. Spent time in pound for pound. Loved him, but he couldn't take down high school sophomores that weighed in at the same weight as him at 113.
Okay.
I mean,
maybe I'm too
difficult.
excited. Fine. Okay. Let's get to some questions.
Did we want to
Yeah.
talk about Joey McKenna to Pennsylvania Regional Training Center?
Yeah, Joey McKenna to the Penn RTC. I didn't expect that. I figured he would stay at Ohio State, but he's an East Coast guy.
Or Lehigh Valley.
Or Lehigh Valley with Buxton.
He's a Buxton guy more than anything.
But yeah, good pickup for Penn.
Tom Ryan tweeted yesterday. Seems like he might have gotten into the Wharton School of Business.
Yeah.
So that probably is
So
why.
he wants to go there?
Yeah.
That's like pretty good.
Yeah.
School.
Pretty good.
All
I have a
right.
good mind to go to the Wharton about this.
So good job. Congrats to Joey.
Also, it's good to see them because they got like that first wave, right? You know, BJ, Rich, Dan, Chase, and then kind of all those guys are transitioning out and then bringing in a new group, right? Lezak, McKenna. I think they have Fleetwood as well. So kind of bringing in like that second wave to get ready for, obviously for next year, for 2020, and
Oh
then
my
also
God.
2024.
What?
He admitted it.
What?
Oh my God, he admitted. McKenna, they should have T-shirts printed up. Fleetwood Mac.
Wow.
Wow.
Did Brent Fleetwood ever win the MAC?
I'm sure.
I don't think he did.
I'll find out. Hang on.
Dang it. All our best titles. Oh, can't get it.
Brandon Slay.
Yeah.
Brandon
It's
Slay has
the
a good
Slay
relationship with a lot of these kids. You know, he's been close with McKenna. He's been close with a lot of the kids that have made our international teams. Have been on the ladder for the cadet and junior teams. So, I think that Brandon Slay does an excellent job at Penn, and I wouldn't be surprised to see Penn, continue the trend of getting upper echelon kids.
That's a good point, Will. Because I think Joey's relationship with Snyder, going back from junior teams, played a big part in him ending up at Ohio State. And you're right. I think Joey's relationship with Slay, based on junior teams, maybe. I'm not sure if he was with him on the cadet team, but junior teams certainly also probably played a part.
I wouldn't be surprised if Snyder ended up there.
Kyle?
Kyle Snyder.
Yeah, I mean, his wife is in grad school, maybe at Penn. I don't know, but in Philly. I can't remember if it might be Villanova.
Oh boy. That would be interesting.
Also, Brent Fleetwood never won the MAC.
Darn it.
Really?
Dang it.
Really?
He can go his own way. Okay. Next thing.
He took 4th, 2nd, and then 7th? I didn't even know there were enough
Wow. They wrestled back for true 7th at MAC.
teams in the MAC to have a 7th place match, but all right.
Well, there's about to be
Well,
half
there
the
are-
teams in the NCAA are about to be MAC this year.
Yeah, there are now, but
Okay, next. Now questions from friends. Stop interrupting me with great wrestlers moving. No, good pull there. Will a wrestler winning/not winning a medal affect what weight class another wrestler goes in qualifying next year? Example, if Snyder does not medal, is Cox more likely to go 97? No. At least not in the case of Jaden Cox. Jaden Michael Tabori Cox is not... His mind does not work conventionally. Okay? He's not gonna make some pragmatic decision. He's gonna go where he wants to go. And probably at no point in time is he thinking, oh, I want to go here or there because it'll be easier or whatever. That's just not how that dude thinks.
I don't think Jaden is afraid to go through the field,
Yeah.
right?
Exactly.
Which is what he's going to have to do.
Which is basically what he said when he went 92 this year. It's like, I'm not worried about going. And he the reason Jane Cox is because he's going 92 this year, knowing that David Taylor, which didn't happen, but knowing that David Taylor could go, was probably going to win 86 or at least medal, and for sure Snyder's going to win or at least medal at 97. He'd have to go through them. He was choosing to go through them anyways, so no. But for other guys, I don't think so either. I don't think anyone is like that much of a tweener that they're like they're going to go whatever weight they're going to be best at, right? That's my thought.
Right. And especially, like, you gotta know. Like, if you're 61, you gotta know, man, I gotta shrink my body or I gotta get bigger. Right?
Yeah. I'm curious, gross down to 57, if that is, like, humanly possible. I'm just thinking
He
about...
said that on Justin Bosch's podcast.
Oh, snap. That guy, 57 could be absolutely absurd. Dayton, Spencer, Suriano, Nashon, Cologne's coming down. Gross is coming down. Got to figure Graf's coming down.
I'm so excited to see.
There are many names I did not say. I didn't say, got to figure Nico's coming down.
Yeah. I'm so excited to see Seth Gross again. That dude is so freaking good.
He is so good. Mike Mal was breaking down his wrestling. He's like, he might be the best top wrestler ever.
he
Or
was
like-
so disrespected last year when like we were hyping up Dayton Gross match and everyone was just completely writing him off, and he's like, guys, what are you doing?
I think he's gonna win the Hodge this year.
Yeah.
No Dayton, maybe no Suriano, no Micic. Who is he not
Majoring? Yeah.
turning with incredible regularity?
I mean, he turned
He
turned
turned
Micic.
Micic.
Yeah.
He beat
That's why
Micic.
literally why he won the match.
He beat Micic twice, sort of handily. He kind of was like, I don't want to say breaking at the end there, but he was just giving up the takedowns at the end.
Oh, he was just playing it safe, letting him take him down.
Yeah, he's like, whatever. Who is, Teasdale? Who's coming in? RBY? Those are the names we're going to be discussing. Pletcher? I don't know.
Because so looking at Hodge, if we're saying Zahid is maybe wrestling an abbreviated schedule.
Mm-hmm. Gonna be tough.
Now him having 3 titles to the Gross's 2 might swing some people.
Spencer.
Chenzo has never been a
Bonus guy.
bonus machine. Now, if he wins 3 and goes undefeated in that weight, that's obviously extremely impressive. And then Spencer, yeah.
And Mark Hall. He'll be a
Mark.
4-time finalist if he goes out a champion at 74. But again, the bonus numbers haven't been there relative to previous Hodge winners.
Relative to Seth Gross, right?
Relative to Seth.
Chenzo and Mark have never had bonus numbers like Seth Gross.
If you just take Seth's sophomore year or junior year and say that happens this year, there's a pretty good chance he wins the Hodge, just based on who's left, the schedules, and the bonus situation. He's going to be in the mix.
Now I gotta look it up. It was. Let's see if we can. Oh, they don't have it. Dang. Okay.
It will come down to dominance. I think there'll be multiple people with undefeated records, and it'll come down to dominance, and won't have to go to like legacy points.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, it was clear that it was Bo this year. I think it'll be clear. I think in general there's a clear win. I think there's been a clear number one choice every time. They haven't always won, but I think there's a clear one that's outlined by the criteria that it doesn't come down to.
Well, I mean, we're in this era. We're in this era of exceptional seasons where,
yeah,
you go beyond. Well, he's a 3-time finalist and he's a 4-time finalist, and look at their bonus rates, and he pins more, but he techs more. I mean, we're spoiled in these special seasons when, I mean, there were times when it was like there's only 2 undefeated guys, right? And you have to weigh the pros and cons of just those 2, right?
Yeah.
What if Kassar just kills everyone?
It's possible.
He had 70% bonus percentage last year.
Man. Goodness gracious.
He's also a takedown machine. All right, this was Seth Gross 2017-18 season. 29-1, which, by the way, the one was the NCAA finalist Upweight, who was a multiple-time NCAA finalist. So throw that out.
Bryce Meredith.
Yeah. 12 pins, 7 techs, 5 majors. So 24 bonus point wins in 29 matches, which is 4.9 dominance score.
I'm trying to find...
That's stupid.
Wow. So kind of taking it back to the Olympic trials, when is the last time Seth Gross weighed in at 125? He was like a 38 his senior year of high school, or 32 or 38 his senior year of high school.
A while.
Like, how far? Are we talking like 2011?
I mean, even when he was on teams, even when he was on age-level teams, he was always bigger than 25.
Yeah. I mean, he made the junior world team at 60.
What was he when he made the cadet team? Even cadet was 58.
58, which is like 127. 27. So it is.
And that was day before.
Day before weigh-ins as a cadet. Senior level.
2012.
How is he? Someone call Seth. How's he going to do this? I'm nervous. Seth, I'm nervous. Someone tell him it's day of 2-hour weigh-in. You're going to make weight, okay? And in 2 hours, you're going to have to wrestle like Tyler Graff. Just so you know. It's going to be like that. And then after you beat him, it's going to be like someone else really, really good.
So he won. Right, so 58's really close, obviously. 2012. That year, Fargo, he won Cadet 126. Yeah. Been a while.
Gonna be interesting. Okay. Here we go. Next question. Sorry for the delay there. That was fun. Is Sammy Sasso, this question's for Willie, who's not allowed to answer, but we'll make an exception. Never mind about, is Sammy Sasso the next wrestler from District 11 to win an NCAA title? Does Labriola have a legitimate shot?
Am I allowed to answer?
Yeah, go ahead. I'll allow it.
Tyler Graff wrestled 55 kilograms in 2007. That's the last time he wrestled.
Who, Tyler Graff?
Yeah.
No, he was at the trials.
At 57?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he got third. I think he beat Nashon. He definitely was at the Olympic trials in 2016 at 57.
I think that Labriola does have a shot. And I'm a little bummed that, I mean, not that the guys wouldn't have figured this out at some point, but Labriola was going to be like my sleeper higher pick in the fantasy thing because of everybody leaving the weight. Now, that being said, you go back and look at his last year. I mean, he was in a real war just to place, right? He had a war with Dylan Lighty in the blood round. But with the composition of the weight this year and who's back and who's not, well, I guess, if Mark's there, it's Mark Hall.
Kimmer.
But
what about going forward, though? I think that's more his question. I don't think a lot of people are going to pick Labriola to win this particular year, even with people
I would, if Mark wasn't in there, I think that Labriola is one of the top contenders.
Also, Sammy could win it this year.
Yeah, I think it is. I think it's the answer to Trevor Brunson's question is Sammy Sasso is the next one.
Now he's got some guys to go through, but he's closer to the one than Labriola is to the one this year.
What are even the rankings? What are even the rankings at 57 or 49 this year?
Austin O'Connor,
AOC 1,
no Kolodzik,
DJT 45.
DJT 45?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
AOC is Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. She and Donald J. Trump, the 45th president, don't like each other.
Yeah, got it. Next question.
Jesus Christ.
Let's go back to Nomad's rudeness. Adam McFarland, who works here, asks, why can't Wrestling Nomad even give me a polite nod when we cross paths in the hallway?
I don't know how much I see Adam McFarland in the hallway.
Well, you probably see him every day.
Do you know who Adam McFarland is?
Yes, I know who Adam McFarland is.
Did you congratulate him on his new baby?
No, I didn't know he had a new baby.
Well, it's not that new, but pretty new as far as babies go. Okay.
What was it, 2?
I don't think I
2-year-old?
I didn't either.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Just give him a nod. No, give him a nod. It'd go a long way for Adam. Okay, great question here for Willie. Would Willie prefer to run a half marathon or eat an entire Casey's pizza in one sitting with no Budweiser to wash it down?
I like running.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, if you liked running, you
like
would run.
Running so much, you do it all the time.
You eat pizza. You eat substandard food far more often than you run.
Hold on. Wait, can we define substandard? Because Kyle tried to dunk on me saying bar food. I eat good food, guys.
No, you eat bar food from bars. That's not high quality.
Okay. That's not true.
It is true.
It's not true. I might eat junk food, but it's quality. Like I don't eat. You guys eat more junk than I do. Like low grade dog food. I'm kind of snobby when it comes to food. I eat like good food.
No.
Come on, Kyle.
No, he's such a liar right now.
What are you talking about?
This guy, every coverage you go on, you belly up at the bar, and then you order either a rack of ribs or buffalo wings from Applebee's, and then say it's quality food.
Yeah.
And you eat better food than us.
Listen, eating ribs, I do get ribs a lot from Applebee's. They're quite excellent.
He gets here's the Willie move. Gets the full rack, eats 1 to 2, brings the rest back to the hotel, doesn't eat them, and just sets them out. Just wastes them.
Yeah.
And he's never even tried Casey's, so what does he know?
I'm massively.
He doesn't know that. He doesn't know.
No. Listen, I said I would try Casey's. All I'm saying, guys, with this Casey's thing, and is it okay? One, there's 2 things. One, it doesn't look appetizing to me. Okay. Kyle's gonna throw out there, oh, you're too good for it. I'm not saying I'm too good.
You said
for
you
it.
were. No. You told me at Fargo you were.
Verbatim.
I said, Kyle, I am too good for Casey's Pizza.
No, I said you just need to tell me because that was the reason you want to try it. And you go, okay, yeah, I do think I am too good for Casey's Pizza. You said that.
Maybe because you badgered me for a half hour to try Casey's breakfast pizza.
So you said the thing that you said you didn't say.
I will. Okay, yes. I don't walk around saying I'm too good for certain products. I will try Casey's Pizza, but let's be clear here, guys. I'm not saying Casey's Pizza tops out at what? On a scale of 1 to 10, what is Casey's Pizza?
I don't
top
know. This
out
has
at?
gotten blown out of proportion because you just
It really
think
has.
you're too good for it and won't try it. We've just said it's good and that you should
Yeah,
try
no
it.
one's
and
ever
then
popped this up as a 10.
and
we
then
all
you're
know
like-
it's gas station pizza, Willie.
I want.
You're
I
like,
want.
it's trash. I'm never trying it.
Hold on, but I want to unpack that, Willie,
Chris-
to Bracky's point.
Let him unpack.
So let's say it tops out at a 4. You're saying you never eat 4?
I think it's like a 6 or
I was
a
gonna
7.
say,
Sure,
I bet it's a
sure.
6 or 7.
6 or
Yeah.
7, fine. You saying you never eat a 5, you never eat a 4 in terms of
Promise
food
you it's gonna say-
quality?
No, I said I'll try it. Listen, at the one opportunity I had to eat it, the one time that Kyle is trying to get me to eat this pizza, and I'm like, no, get out of here. It looks terrible. No, it's like 7:30 in the morning at Fargo.
That's
I'm
when
not
you
exactly-
eat breakfast
That
pizza.
is, yes.
That's the point.
You're describing peak breakfast window, Willie.
Yeah.
So that's when most people eat the first meal of the day. That is breakfast.
I don't eat breakfast ever. I usually don't eat until 3:00 in the afternoon, and certainly not Casey's breakfast pizza.
Willie's fitness tips
Will you eat Casey's breakfast pizza
Yeah,
at 3 o'clock
it's
in the afternoon?
I will have Casey's breakfast pizza.
for breakfast.
Hey, does it have to be breakfast pizza?
Yes.
Can I just get a slice of Casey's pizza?
All right, let's go.
I'll have Casey's pizza at who's number 1. All right.
Okay.
Perfect.
Because we know you're not going to run a half marathon. Okay. What? You know what? I'm tired of these questions. Because I feel like we answered them 1,000 times. And I'm just going to ask this question just to shoot shots fired at listeners who don't listen to every episode. What was the reason for the double bronze? We've talked about this no less than 36 times, Bracky's eagle statue. And you've probably been seeing their eagle statue listening. So pay attention. They do it basically so they have more medals, literally. So they can say, oh, Senegal wrestled for a medal this year and this and that. That's the only reason they do it.
It's not just wrestling that does it, by the way.
Yeah. I'm sure archery.
Other sports, no, archery does not do it, but other combat sports, judo does it.
Yeah. So that's why. Does Willie still love Mongolian women?
Yes.
Yes. I'm not going to give any context there because that's more interesting. Oh, it's fine.
No, quick. I want to hear quick. Name your favorite. He's asking that because I used to root for the Mongolian women's freestyle team. Name your favorite on the panel here. Name your favorite foreign squads. For me, it's real easy. I like Hungary's Greco team. I like Azerbaijan's freestyle team. I don't know who I like women's freestyle. I guess I used to like Mongolia. I don't know anymore. You guys, what program do you like that's not American?
Cuba.
Cuba?
German Greco. I would have said Azerbaijan freestyle for a while, but they're dirty.
In what way?
Like pokey
Probably
and
more than one.
singlet grabby and
Yeah.
so yeah, Cuba's a good one. And for women, I don't know.
What was that noise?
China? Certainly not
Somebody's-
Japan.
Is that Bracky's
Bouncing her knee.
fidgeting?
What?
Yeah.
I don't even know how you guys hear that. I don't even hear it.
It's really loud. And
Do it again?
Yep.
That's you.
Sound
I don't-
test. Midstream.
I don't
I don't
even
know.
hear it.
I'm surprised it's picking it up too, but it is. Okay. Brock Desert. How do I convince my wife to have a kid? All right, this is a tough one.
This is why you come to FRL.
Yeah. So so there's 2 people who have successfully convinced their wives to have children with us on this panel.
Out of 2.
That we know of.
Out of 2. It's 2 out of 2.
What do you mean?
You were the only ones with wives.
That's true. That's true. So it's 100% success rate here on the show.
Yeah.
Don't have to have a wife to convince someone to have a baby.
Well, I know,
with
but he
you.
asked about a wife.
That is
Yeah.
true. His wife.
What?
For me, it's easy. It doesn't take much convincing, you know.
I think there's a couple things that need to be determined. Number 1,
Doesn't?
yes. Number 1, does a goalie need to be pulled or not? That's
Is there outside intervention necessary?
right. So does the goalie need to be pulled or not? Second, is this another kid? Is this
I just saw
first,
Willie's reaction.
Is his first kid?
Yeah.
Does
sounds like
she or you have a kid from a previous marriage?
It says a kid. It sounds like Brock is trying just to have a kid.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to answer this.
I do. Alcohol. Get a couple bottles of wine. Have an accident.
Well, that's why question 1 is so important. That's why question 1 is so important. And then lastly, where are you two at in terms of your careers?
I love that Nomad took the lead on that.
Yeah, I do too. I love it. I'll take this one, Christian. Well, 2 things. Real simple, 2 questions.
So, Brock, if you provide me all of those things, I will refer you to Christian and Brecky.
Yeah.
It will be interesting to see what Brock says because I believe his Twitter bio says he's anti-nomad.
Wow.
Jeez.
What a jerk.
Yeah.
Brock Desert, if you take that out of your bio, I'm never asking another one of your questions again. But seriously, good luck on having a child. That's a beautiful thing.
Matt Klein wants fantasy football advice. Matt, DM me, buddy. I'm all over it.
He won't.
This is a big, huge week.
He will not hit you back though, so I'm sorry, Matt.
Yeah, Matt Klein, I will.
Here's a little sleeper for you.
It's about fantasy football.
His name's Alvin Kamara. No one's heard of him.
Whoa. Deep sleeper from Bracky. Which betting line is higher, Zane versus the field at Worlds or Yanni versus the field at Worlds?
Yanni would be my pick to do better.
Yes. Same.
So I don't know if you're saying like which betting line is higher in terms of like minus first plus or.
Yeah, I don't either, but
I don't know which way you're going with higher there, I guess, is what I'm saying.
yes. Okay. Hey, anything else before we go? Any other ones you're dying to ask on here?
From questions with friends, no.
What, Willie?
I just can't believe Brock Desert wrote that question.
I know.
My wife to have a kid.
Normally, in most people's experience, it's the opposite. It's normally like, how do I, it's the wives that are often driving. They have that maternal instincts. They get the baby fever more so than the men.
There's a clock involved there. I have 2 things that aren't necessarily specifically tied to, well, this one is. Anyway, are you guys excited to meet Sparky Boo Man at St. Yanni Redux?
Oh, I hope he gets in your face, Willie.
What?
Because you're anti-Sparky Boo Man. You've refused to answer his questions. You've told him to change his handle. He's got the best handle in the business. I recognize
the Twitter
greatness.
handle is ridiculous. Sparky Boo Man? I mean, his questions are okay. I think he's a pretty good cat. But Sparky, you're a grown freaking man. Sparky Boo Man?
You have some grown man takes that are like your anti-cartoons one when there's
stupid
Rick and Morty and Archer and like all of these shows that are very clearly for adults that just happen to be animated that people love. I've never really seen Archer,
they
but I
are
like Rick and Morty.
patently insane.
No, they're not.
You don't think South Park's funny?
Yeah, South Park.
No, I cannot. Come on. You have better things in life to do than watch that.
Okay, here we go. Yes, Willie.
Here it is.
Yeah.
White collar Willie, baby.
Wow, you don't have anything better to do?
Maybe tax returns.
I want Willie to start keeping a log of his daily routine, and then I can start asking, you don't have anything better to do than this, than this.
Let me ask you something. Better to do than watch cartoons. Tax returns or watch cartoons? Which is better to do?
Tax returns.
Well, you don't do those either.
But listen, I got a couple minutes of free time.
Cartoons is like fantasy football. It's made up.
No, it's not. Football, it's fantasy football. It's like
at least you can win money doing that.
It's sports. It's very analytical. I mean, I'm not watching. I'm not. I got a couple minutes. What should I do? Oh, let's watch fart jokes animated. No,
well, not all of them are fart jokes.
That.
And then lastly, we should suss this out further on Thursday.
Let's have a good sussing.
With the news of Angel X's retirement being branded as surprising and bizarre, worse than the most surprising bizarre moments in wrestling can be a match result or something that happened off the mat. I don't think it should be a match result just because, like...
Upsets.
Yeah, there are all kinds of crazy upsets that would just be a whole show, like top upsets of all time. But, like, things that happened off the mat would be a fun...
The first
5 to
time I
15
saw
minutes.
guns pulled at Russian events, that was jarring to me.
Mm-hmm.
But then I learned about different cultures.
Yeah.
I am now more cultured, and I know the culture of these countries.
But I think that would be
different.
I think that'd be a good one for Thursday.
The Mongolian
maybe do,
strip
like, a
down
top
has
3.
to be number 1.
Yeah, that's
2 Olympic coaches disrobed. Right there he is. Right there he is. I mean, that happened.
What a gem at the Olympics.
At the Olympics.
The biggest spectacle in sports.
That was like
2
2
grown
matches
men
before Kyle
got
Snyder
down
won
to their
gold medal.
tighties.
That was an unbelievable. What a ride.
Like we had to
Olympics.
refocus on Kyle Snyder after that happened.
I
Vader
was like,
took his clothes off, I think.
Yeah.
I think there was a yeah.
We were here at the office watching, remember?
Yeah. I definitely disrobed. Yeah.
We work in a building full of Olympic sports sites, and we were going crazy up in the skybox, and
RIP.
people were like, other people in the building were like, well, what's happening? What's happened at wrestling in the Olympics? And we had to tell them.
Well, they disrobed. Mongolians.
Got naked.
Okay.
I'd like to discuss that further.
We'll discuss it further. It's going to be tough to top that one. I think that's the leader going into it. But we'll be back next Thursday. We're ready to go. Troy and Caleb. Thanks so much for listening to 401 episodes. We'll be back in 2 days from now. Nomad, can you commit to Thursday? No.
Nah, I'm out.
Nomad's out.
I actually won't be here Thursday.
Oh, yeah. Kyle, once again,
What?
betraying us for football. He betrays us for football at all
Listen,
costs.
I have to go protect freedom and
he's
a bowl that comes with it.
He's going to the Freedom Bowl, guys. You should watch that if you like football. Willie will be here unless he has something better to do.
Nope. Got nothing better to do. Friday, I have a fantasy draft, though, in New York City. It's a big one.
That sounds actually kind of fun. We'll be back Thursday. It's Yanni Zane week. We can't wait for it. Labor Day. Buy tickets to Who's Number One. They're going
Yeah, do that.
fast. They are going real fast.
They're in my bio. Any of you guys have them in your bio?
They're in his bio. No. Nomad, you
Do
win.
we have them on
They're on the
the
Who's Number One event
Hub?
page too.
Yeah.
They're in a bunch of the Who's Number One articles. Iowa's website.
Or just DM Willie
And
for fantasy football advice and tickets. He'll hook you up with either.
I owe a kid from Iowa a Flow headband from like 2009.
You
He
still
gon-
owe me a shirt
He
from
gonna come collect it.
when I was freelancing back in 2011. There's so many broken promises, Willie. So many broken promises. Yeah, I'll hook you up, bro. No, you won't. No, he won't ever hook you up. See you guys. Thanks.